course, the big question is whether this does drag closer to the holidays. Jim, Bianna.
Melanie Zanona, thank you. A lot on the plate there for the president. Well, joining us now to discuss is Rachel Bade, co-author of the Politico Playbook. So, Rachel, let's get to these must-do items. Keeping the government open, funding the government. The deadline is December 16th. As you heard there from Melanie, there is talk about extending that to December 23rd. That having been said, given that the Democrats have control of both chambers, why not do it now through the process of reconciliation and then think ahead to possibly even doing the same with raising the debt ceiling, because you have Kevin McCarthy already threatening to use that as leverage once they take control?
Well, on the first one, government funding, you can't really do that via reconciliation. That's typically done got to get around the filibuster, which means 10 Senate Republicans. There is no greater motivator, as you probably know, in Washington than the looming holiday season. So this will get done at some point. I think the question on government funding is whether Democrats have another opportunity to sort of pass a whole bunch of priorities before they lose the House. There are some Republicans who don't want McConnell and Senate Republicans to make a deal in the upper chamber because they want Kevin McCarthy to have more leverage next year and engage in some sort of shutdown showdown. So there's a question about what Mitch McConnell will do. I think all eyes will be on him. As for the debt ceiling, Chuck Schumer said right before Thanksgiving that this has to be bipartisan. There was a concern about doing reconciliation, trying to do this via just Democrats alone, that would take weeks upon weeks at time that they frankly don't have, given that they were out for recess last week. So that has sort of, they have thrown cold water on that, which means we're going to see a real debt ceiling fight next year when Republicans are controlling the House and want to cut mandatory spending in order to raise the debt ceiling.
Politico has a story out today, of course, you were involved in, about kind of what that's going to look like, right? I wonder if you could describe what divided government is going to look like in this country, with the Senate under Democratic control, House under Republican control, and issues like this, right? A debt limit fight, which I'm sure is not going to be pretty.
Yeah, I think shutdowns are going to potentially become a regular thing next year. I mean, Kevin McCarthy, if he gets the votes to be Speaker, he's going to have a very slim margin in the House, which means these sort of MAGA Republicans, allies of Donald Trump, who want to sort of use their votes to control him, will try to do so and force him to take a harder line. We're already seeing that happening not only with the funding fight potentially, but also the other bill, must-pass bill that Melanie mentioned, the National Defense Reauthorization piece. This has been passed for 60 years in a row, and you already see Kevin McCarthy going out right now and saying, I don't want to pass it this December. I want to wait till I control the House, because we want to do all these changes to defense policy, and we want to use the House Republicans to do so. So we're already seeing the politics of Republicans coming into control, clashing with Democrats in the Senate, and it's just going to be a lot of gridlock. I mean, that's a word we're going to hear over and over again next year.
We've mentioned Kevin McCarthy's name twice now. Is there any guarantee that he, in fact, will be Speaker and in control?
Of course not. I mean, his allies are out there saying right now that he's going to get the votes, and that it's just a question of what he has to do to get there, what promises and priorities he has to give the far right in order to get that job. But right now, we've seen at least 5 House Republicans say on the record that they are not going to support him for Speaker. And right now, he can only lose potentially 3 or 4 on the floor when it comes to the floor vote for the Speaker's gavel. So he's got a real math problem. Now, we say this now, everybody's a no until all of a sudden they're a yes, right? We saw this with Nancy Pelosi and how she was able to pick off and sort of buy out a lot of Democrats who opposed her for Speaker last time around. But this is a different game for Kevin McCarthy. The reality is that a lot of these members don't like him. It's not just about concessions. They just don't want to see him as Speaker. And so that's going to be really complicated for him in getting the votes.
Yeah, hard to get the votes when folks don't like you. Rachel Bade, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Coming up next, you're going to want to hear this interview. I'll speak to a mother looking for answers. Mexican officials have now issued an